There's some jobs, no matter how big or small, I feel needs to be shared on the internet because I can't find how to do it. And this is one of them. Today I'm going to show you how I fitted a section of coving around some awkward pipes. So keep on watching if you want to see how I do it. So just to give you a quick recap, I'd already done the rest of the coving in this bedroom, so I'll leave a link to that video below. But as some of you will know, I'd been planning a whole bedroom layout and the intention was to box most of this pipework in. And there's an electric socket there for where our electric fire plugs in. I just wanted a ready-made cover for it, and this is the type that my parents recommended, and this cost about £9 something from B&Q. Funnily enough, I could only find it in packs of 4 at Toolstation and Screwfix and places like that. So if you know a cheaper one, please feel free to comment below. And this one is a double pipe one, and it comes with clips that you mount to the wall and the cover just pops on. But I only needed this for a small section because I was going to box it in. Oh, and the covers come in different sizes, so this one is for 15mm pipes. So my first challenge was to try and fit the clips to the pipes. So I'd place it in between the gap, push it against the wall, and then try and clip it. But I had to be so gentle, pinching the pipes together. But I had to fit it further down and then push it right to the top. Thankfully, there's a little bit of give in the clip and the boxing later. And it was such a snug fit that I couldn't see any point of even fitting these properly to the wall. Plus, I didn't want to drill any holes near pipes, so I played it safe. So it actually comes with 4 clips, so you could use it from top to bottom, and that boxing is 2.4 meters long. And I thought, let's just use 3 of the clips because otherwise they'd go to waste. So now I've got my clips there, I'm just finding where I want to cut my box in. And bear in mind, the cover panel that I'm going to create between the chimney breast and the wardrobe next week is going to be at wardrobe height. So I'm marking that with a speed square. I didn't need to be accurate, no one's going to see this cut. And then just cut it quickly with a handsaw. So I'm just quickly interrupting the video here to let you know that it's that time of year again for the Brilliant in Blogging Awards. And I absolutely love what I do, so I'd really appreciate it if you felt inspired enough to vote for me under section 9 and 12, which is video and arts and crafts. So I'll leave a link below to that form. So now I'm pulling the protective wrapper off there, and I'm going to check to see if it fits okay. And it did clip on eventually, but I did have to tease it open a little bit because, like I said, it was a snug fit. But the good news was it didn't feel like it was going to go anywhere, so I felt justified not fixing it to the wall properly. So before I start caulking and painting, I decided to key the whole surface with some sandpaper. And now it's back into place. I'm now going over the edges with some caulk. So I'd go over it with a wet finger and remove any excess and make it a smooth line. But another tricky part was caulking it from the other side that I couldn't see properly. So I wasn't too bothered about that being the tidiest, but I did my best using my camera phone on my selfie mode so I could see exactly where I was putting the caulk. So while I wait for the caulk to dry before I paint it, I decided to work on my coving cut. But you can learn all about how I did my mitered corners in my last coving video that I mentioned. And then cut it with a very sharp knife. But thank you so much to everyone who recommended the snap-off blades. This actually produced the cleanest cut ever, so I'll always be using this in the future. And then I sanded it to take any rough edges off. So now I've got my internal miter cut. I needed to measure where my box started, and then I measured the width of that as well. And then held a scrap piece of boxing against it and drew a line on the opposite side of where it stopped. But I thought, wait a minute, let's just try it first on an offcut that I didn't need. So while my box is lined up with coving, I held a pencil against the top to scribe a pencil line and then artistically drew a straight line of where my boxing would go up to. So now I'm using the snap-off blade again and I'm just cutting that section out. And it was nice to see it was a perfect fit. But of course, I've realised I needed to cut the top section on an angle so it would sit flat on the box. So to cut the angle out, I held my prototype in a corner of a ceiling that had no coving and placed the box either side of the piece, and I'd mark a pencil of where the box started to protrude. So using something straight, I drew a long line between those pencil marks and then I cut a hole up to that pencil line. So once removed, I placed it again on top of my boxing, and it was almost there but not quite flat against the box. So I had to just cut a slither while it was upright just to remove an angle, and then it was perfect. So once I'd mastered that, it was time for my proper piece. But there was just one problem that I had now, and that was because the boxing was fatter at the back because it was such a snug fit. It had widened a little bit. So I had to just open it up a bit more and then pop it back into place. Oh, and I found cutting the rear on an angle helped as well.
So I then marked up exactly where my external mitre cut needed to go. I won't show you how to do that, but it will be in that video below. And then once I'd done that, it was time to glue all the sides and fit it into place. So now it's time to disguise the box, and that meant I corked it again, and then I used some masking tape to create a straight line that was in line with the coving. So now I'm just giving it 2 coats of the same wall paint, but leaving it to dry in between. And then to make sure I didn't peel any paint off, I peeled off the frog tape before any of the paint had dried. And although I didn't get it on camera because you've seen it before, I finally painted the coving in white.
So thanks so much to everyone who gave me their tips and advice to get the best look, because I absolutely love it now. It's the best it's ever looked, and it was an eyesore before. And also, if you could nominate me for a video and arts and craft blogging award, I would absolutely appreciate that. So I'll leave a link below, and all you have to do is fill in number 9 and 12, not everybody else's, and the blog link, thecarpentersdaughter.co.uk. And next week I'm going to be showing you how I filled in a scribed piece between the chimney breast and the wardrobes. It was very, very challenging, and I do like it now, but you'll see what I mean. So hopefully I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.